What's up guys, DJ Mike James coming at you. As promised, we are doing the follow-up on the Ehaho laser. Fortunately for us, I'd like to thank our good friends at the Family Worship Center here in the Charleston campus, and a good friend of mine, Brandon, for letting us use their gymnasium to kind of show you guys the displays on some of these lasers. Just to go over what we have here, up there I've got the 9-eyed laser. I have the new Ehaho red, green, blue animated laser. I have my 1-watt Shehd animated laser. We have the 3-watt Shehd animated laser, and we also have the 6-watt Shehd animated laser moving head. We're going to get over here and I'll kind of show you the fixtures and whatnot, and I'll run through which ones are doing what as we turn them off and on for you, and then you guys will get a real good comparison as to you know, what the quality of these lasers are, and if you're considering purchasing a laser, just exactly what the outputs and the functions and how these things look. We do have the hazer here. We've got some haze in the air, so you guys can actually see the scanner patterns and the beam patterns that are coming off all these lasers. And stay tuned, because this is going to be a good video. All right, guys, so we've moved a little closer over here. We got a little piece of trussing up, which will give you, you'll get to see that if you hadn't seen it in the video. First off, we have our 9-eyed laser. I've ran that laser for a long time. I do have 2 of those. They were in my original bar setup. Performance-wise, they do pretty well. I'd have to guess at what I thought the wattage was on it, and if I compare it to my Shehd 1-watt, I'd say it might be a ½ a watt. The next laser over that we have is the new Ehaho, or Ehaho. I asked them about the pronunciation and they said it was Ehaho. So, and that is their red, green, blue animated laser. They say on their website that this laser is 20 watt, but I'm not sure what scale they're using for this laser, because we're going to see here in a second when we get the lights all the way down and you get to see some of this shoot around and the B-roll on these lasers, exactly what's doing what. The next laser over is my Shehd 1-watt animated red, green, blue laser. Also, just to give you a real quick, to go back price point wise, the 9-eyed laser is about $75, $80. The Ehaho red, green, blue animated laser is about $140. The Shehd 1-watt animated laser is also $140. And then the Shehd 3-watt waterproof laser is price pointed between $300 and $350 for the unit. So as we continue out here, this last laser that we have up is the Shehd 3-watt waterproof animated laser as well. And then down here on the floor, which we have set in a set position, is the Shehd 6-watt red, green, blue, and a whole bunch of colors animated laser. And you're about to see, I'm gonna go shut the lights off so you guys can get a real good perspective as to what these lights are doing, and then we'll kind of shut some of them off and turn them on so you can see exactly what light's doing what. Even though I know the beam patterns on my lasers, which I have 3 of them up here, I'd like to thank the Nathan 343 for bringing out his 3-watt and his 6-watt. And if you haven't checked out his channel, go ahead and do that. But these are his 3 and 6 watts, and we're gonna see just how impressive those are. Give me a second, I'm gonna get the lights off and I'll be right back. All right guys, so now I got the lights off. I don't know if you guys can see me in frame or not, but I'm standing here in front of the lighting setup. Of course, 9-eyed lasers has red, green, blue. They are pin spot lasers with the flash on them. You can kind of see the red laser on that particular light is really nice. The blue sort of blurs out a little bit at foot, and you gotta imagine we're on a basketball court, so we're not really projecting it pretty foot. And then of course the green is over here on this one. The Ehaho laser, which is the second one, is beaming the blue snake pattern and the little blue beams over there, and it might be as powerful as the 9-eyed laser, whereas my Shehd 1-watt is now running circles and then spinning stars coming in and out of that one. The 3-watt is running triangles, And the 6 watt is doing whatever it wants to do because it blows all of these away. In fact, as far as the beam angle and the scanner part of this, that you're actually getting to see through the haze, and we'll get a nice little side projection of that so you can see all the beam patterns and the scanners going through the haze. Just real quick while we got the lights back on and the lasers unplugged, because I'm going to turn them on one at a time for you so you can kind of see what light's going to do what. We do have the 9-eye party laser, which you guys are familiar with. I shot the video for that. The Ehaho red, green, blue, white animated laser. My Shehd's 1 watt animated laser scanner laser, which side note, this Shehd's light was a top mount only, and then I ended up, making it to a bracket for it so I could make it top or bottom mount, because I use them in on a different stand when I take them to other gigs with us. And then this is the Shehd's 3 watt red, green, blue, white animated laser, and it is a top or bottom mount in a waterproof fixture. So you get to get a good look at what the actual lasers are. And of course on the ground there we've got the Shehd 6 watt animated laser moving head, which that thing is insanely powerful. So get a good look, and we'll get these turned on for you, and you'll be able to see from our perspective what laser's doing what while we get a little more haze in the air, and that way you guys can be able to see the scanner patterns in them also. So all right guys, so you're getting a real good look at the 9-eyed laser. I have it isolated. Like I said, I ran these lasers for a long time in the nightclub. As you know, as lasers get older, they do lose a little bit of power, but they are still performing really well. The reds are super crisp. The green and the blues seems like it's faded out a little bit over the years that I've owned this, but you're getting a real good look at the beam pattern and the display through the haze for the KTV 9-eyed laser with 9-eye, because it also has the 3 strobe lights on it as well. All right, I am going to go ahead and turn off the 9-eyed laser. So we're going to be in the dark here for just a second, but I'm going to turn on the new Ehaho animated scan laser so you can get a real good look at what this is doing. And I'm going to turn off the KTV laser. So you're getting a real good look at the scanning ability through the haze. The display, I'm going to turn it here so it's a little more centered, but when we had all the lasers on, we were trying to space them out so that we could tell which laser was doing what. So you're getting a real good look here at all right, guys, we got a little bit of a technical difficulty there in the sense that I had this left on blue. So I had to go back in, and because I was messing with the remote when I shot the original video, and I guess I never switched it back to the red, green, blue. And then for some reason that animation is sideways, and I think that is because I also have the X and Y axes switched. So give me just another second while I find that remote and get that switched. All right guys, another little technical difficulty on my end. When I shot the original video, I was messing with reversing the X and Y axes and swapping them out, which is why that flower was displaying sideways and the fish was displaying upside down. But I do believe I have it figured out now, and let me get into this so that we can get a real accurate view of the Ehaho red, green, blue laser. You don't put edge on this one because it will set it to sound active, and then of course it shuts itself off. But let's go ahead and get a good look at this while I've got everything set back to the original programming, and we can kind of get a good idea of what this laser is going to do. I do have this in setting 3, so it is going to run through the 10 animations, and it has over 200 patterns, laser patterns in it. As it kind of cycles through them, you'll get a good look at that, and you'll see me sort of move the laser here up and down. It does have actually a pretty nice display on it. If you're not comparing it to another laser, this does have a nice scanning pattern. It is cutting through the haze really nicely. The colors are vivid and the animations are really crisp, so I do like that part about it. But we're going to check out some of the other lasers here in just a second. All right guys, so now you can see I do have my Shehd 1 watt animated laser running now. You can see its separate beam pattern. Of course, you can see it directly compared to the Ehaho laser, which they're both really crisp. I would almost guess to say that the Ehaho laser is closer to a 1 watt, which my Shehd laser is a 1 watt. And so their brightness, especially at depth here, are pretty similar. I'm going to sort of move them juxtaposed so you can sort of see that is the Ehaho laser, that is the Shehd 1 watt laser. Shehd has welcome. Shehd 1 watt has 15 animations in it, plus over 200 different color patterns, whereas the Ehaho laser has 10 animations in it and over 200 laser patterns. There are some really super interesting laser patterns in the Ehaho that you won't see in the Shehds, like some tunneling effects and some things like that. But here you go, we'll just let this run for a minute so you guys can check it out. So as you can see, the display size of our dancing girl on our Shehd 1 watt, she is floor to ceiling in here. And we are at, like I said, 25, maybe 30 foot projection, projection distance. So, and they are all evenly spaced out on our trussing here. They're this exact same distance for every single one of these. I'm gonna go ahead and step this up one more notch, and I'm gonna kick on the Shehd 3 watt. As you can obviously see, the Ehaho to my far right, my Shehd 1 watt in the middle, and all right, so now you're getting a look at the Ehaho red, green, blue animated laser on my far right, the Shehd 1 watt right here in the middle, and then the Shehd 3 watt. And you can obviously see the difference not only in the scan patterns through the haze, but you can also see it just in brightness at distance. And like I said, these are all mounted on at the exact same place, so that's the exact same projection distance. And you could take a look and tell me what you guys think. I gotta be honest with you guys, the Ehaho light and the Shehd 1 watt are very similar. I think Shehds might have it just by a smidge as far as brightness. It definitely has it beaten as far as like projection size, like how big the actual animation is, especially when you see it at distance. Like I said, you'll see our dancing girl here, and you saw the Ehaho dancing girl over there. The Shehd 3 watt is in a class of its own. That thing, the scanning patterns through the haze and the brightness and the sharpness and the projection, I think that thing would just get bigger and bigger the further away that you projected that. And that's not even counting the Shehd 6 watt moving head, which we've yet to turn on, but we will get that on for you here in just a minute. I do really like the scanning patterns that are cutting through the haze for us. That's fantastic. It's a little harder to get that on camera because we don't want to damage our cameras having them out there in front of the lasers. But if I walk out there, I'm going to tell you guys, it's really impressive to watch all of these lasers, beam angles, cutting through the fog. And then of course we turn the 6 watt on, and that thing is just, I mean, it's projecting huge. I'm just saying huge. But the scan patterns from the Ehaho, the Shehd's lasers are a little thicker. The 3 watts are phenomenal. I mean, when those things do a solid beam pattern and it's doing a beam wash across, and then of course the 6 watt is just in a class of its own. But let me know what you guys think. I would like to thank Ehaho for sending me their light to do a review on. Like I said, I do not have the 9-eyed laser on because it's kind of in a different class of laser. Shehd's 1 watt lasers, I have 2 of these and I use them at almost all of my events, and I'm super happy with how those are. I'd really love Shehd to send me a 3 watt. That would be fantastic because I absolutely love that laser. I would switch over and just run 2 3 watts and probably sell my 1 watt, but that's just my like I said, I'm up to about 740, 750 subscribers now, and the channel keeps growing. Companies are sending me really interesting products to, to kind of compare and contrast with the items that I already have. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about all of these lasers. Really, some of them are really impressive. I mean, they all are functional and they all do exactly what they say they do and what they're supposed to do. As far as the wattage goes and the projection size on some of them, I'll let you be the judge of that. But like I said, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.